The rain began at exactly 11:47 p.m. Not a gentle drizzle, but a violent downpour that swallowed the mountain roads in sheets of silver. Thunder rolled across the valley like distant artillery, and every flash of lightning briefly revealed the dense pine forest surrounding the isolated village of Ashigane. A bus struggled through the storm. Inside, only one passenger remained. Kai Morimoto, 19 years old, shifted uncomfortably in his seat as the driver glanced at him through the rearview mirror.
We don't usually stop here after sunset.
I don't have a choice.
The paper was yellow with age. To my grandson, if this letter reaches you after my death, come to Ashigane. There is something the Morimoto family left unfinished. Whatever happens, never answer anyone who calls your name after midnight. Grandfather Kai had laughed when he first read it. His grandfather had always loved ghost stories. But then came the funeral. Then came the discovery that the old man had secretly owned a house deep within these mountains. And now, the bus stopped. The driver refused to look outside.
You'll see lights ahead. Don't follow them.
What lights?
The old man gripped the steering wheel until his knuckles turned white. The ones that walk. Before Kai could ask another question, the doors hissed open. Cold air flooded inside. The driver spoke one last sentence.
If someone knows your name before you introduce yourself, run.
The doors shut behind Kai. The bus disappeared into the rain without another word. The village was silent. Not the peaceful silence of sleeping homes. This silence felt deliberate, as if every house had agreed not to make a sound. Most buildings were abandoned. Wooden doors hung crooked from broken hinges. Prayer charms fluttered beneath shattered roofs. Even the dogs refused to bark. Kai checked the address written on the envelope. One house remained at the very end of the village. Unlike the others, it looked untouched. Fresh wood, clean windows. A lantern glowed warmly beneath the entrance.
Someone lives here?
Slowly creaked open on its own. Warm light spilled into the rain.
Hello?
Outside waited a perfectly prepared dinner. Steam still rose from bowls of rice. Fresh tea rested beside two empty seats. The room smelled as though someone had cooked only minutes ago. Kai's stomach growled.
I shouldn't.
Wash your hands first, Kai.
His body froze. He had never spoken his name. Not once.
Kai, we've been waiting.
His heartbeat quickened. Who's there? Silence. Then, footsteps. Soft, bare feet against wooden floors. One step, two, three. They stopped outside the dining room. Kai stared at the doorway. No one entered. Yet he could hear breathing, slow, patient, as if someone stood only inches beyond the frame. Lightning illuminated the hallway. For less than a second, he saw a woman. Then, darkness returned. She was gone. Kai rushed into the hallway. Nothing, only empty rooms. The house was impossibly quiet again. The second floor held only one furnished bedroom. A folded futon waited neatly on the floor. Beside it sat another letter. This one looked newly written.
If you are reading this, she already knows your name. Do not look beneath the bed. I'm starting to lose it.
He immediately looked beneath the bed. Nothing, just darkness. He sighed.
Someone there?
I see.
You weren't supposed to look.
Then, it spoke again, not in its own voice, in his grandfather's.
Kai, don't let her hear you.
The lantern upstairs suddenly went out.
I found you.
Lightning exploded. For an instant, the entire bedroom was filled with pale figures standing shoulder to shoulder. Dozens, perhaps hundreds. Every one of them stared silently at Kai. Every one of them wore the same impossible smile. Then darkness swallowed them again. Only one sound remained. Footsteps. Not approaching, circling. Around the bed, slowly, patiently, as if waiting for midnight to strike.